environment. Okay, if let's say you guys have been reading the news, okay, we are actually, a lot of governments are actually very concerned with the high inflation rate. Previously what they did was they tried to um, tweak the monetary system where we reduce the interest rate, and thus allowing a lot of businesses and individuals to borrow money easily and cheaply, so that to boost the economy. Okay, but then the problem is, once we do that, okay, the outcome would be a high inflation. Okay, so today we are getting the effect of what we did last year to to prevent a recession. Okay, so what, instead of preventing a recession, we got high inflation. So what is inflation? Might some of you might ask, huh? Okay, inflation is actually when how we define inflation is actually the the prices, the how was the prices like from last year to this year. Okay, every year they will have official data. Okay, MAS will come out official data which shows how much the prices of one good was and how much is the one good is this year, so they compare the percentage. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, so how they define it as how much more expensive a set of good or services has come over a certain period of time. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so for Singapore itself, okay, if you do not know, okay, we have reached to almost a peak of 6 years already. Yeah, today's inflation rate is about close to 4%. Okay, so this is hitting a 9-year high. Okay, so it has never hit this high since 9 years ago. And 9 years ago or 8 years ago, if you think about it, is actually where what happened was, is the Lehman Brothers. There is a lot of cooling measures happening. There's a lot of Enron collapse. Banks were, we had this thing, the banks started to be scared because there's a lot of regulations where a lot of banks closed down, okay, because of the subprime mortgage. Okay, so it's happening again. Okay, every 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. Okay, history will always repeat itself. I don't know why. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, but so today we are actually also having this issue at this moment. Okay, it seems there are not many major crises except for the Ukraine and the Russia war. Okay, 8 years ago was business was going bankrupt. Okay, there was a lot of bailouts, etc., etc. Today is the war in Russia. Okay, very serious. Okay, so we are not sure. Everybody is praying for peace. Okay, we are not sure what will happen in future. Okay, but today topic, that will be a topic for another time. But today topic, we are talking about inflation. Okay, inflation in Singapore has hit a 9-year high. Okay, for US itself, the inflation actually has hit almost 9%, 7 or 9%. Just give me a second. Uh, okay, but it is the highest in 30 years. Okay, so if to reduce inflation, okay, we do not want a high inflation rate, because at 4%, 7%, 4, 5, 6, 7% actually is higher than our annual salary increment. Okay, if our salary cannot catch up with inflation, then we will feel poorer actually. Okay, so the people on the streets, or people like us, average Singaporeans, okay, will feel the heat. Okay, because prices will be very expensive, and the pay will not, even if we get a salary, it will not be suffice to be able to sustain in the long run. Okay, so it is in the view of the policymakers to ensure that the prices do not go up too high. Okay, a little bit is okay. Okay, if let's say it's about 1-2%, it shows that the economy is growing. But if let's say it's going to 4, 5, 6, 7%, okay, the economists or the policymaker will be a bit scared. Okay, because there will be a lot of unhappiness. Okay, people be working. There's no point of working lah, in a sense, because you you work and you can't afford this kind of thing, then a lot of people would tend to wait for payouts from the government. Okay, so it is in the policymakers to think, okay, how can I reduce inflation? So inflation, there are one ways to reduce inflation. If you know, if you follow the budget, okay, one of the way is to increase the tax. So um, this is to ensure, this is to curb spending and allow people to save money. Okay, because if let's say the inflation is to just go and those rich people keep spending and spending money, then inflation will just snowball, just go, just run. Because for business owners, I'm sorry, for those mega rich people, okay, inflation might not affect them, okay, maybe because their net worth is already very very high lah. So this thing does not really affect them much. Okay, but however, one of the way is to increase the tax, okay, so that this will reduce the spending a bit and ensure people save money, and by saving money also, the leftover they would invest in something. Okay, second would be to increase, sorry, to reduce the bank rates. Okay, so at the moment, banks have not changed their rates, okay, because the government is also scared, okay, the central bank is also scared to bring down the bring up the rates, okay, because okay, we are still in the midst of a recession in a sense, okay. That's why we are trying as much as possible, okay, a lot of policies makers around the world are as much as possible trying to open up the economy, okay. Singapore itself is taking a conservative stance, but still we are still trying to open up, okay. Right now, okay, the SMM rules are quite relaxed in terms of what we had before lah, but it's not relaxed in terms of the reopened countries or the US, or the other major countries here. But for Singapore itself, we are a bit relaxed from what we had last year, okay, but still not as relaxed as those reopened countries. So okay, we are trying to open up the company because open up the country, okay, so that we can get foreign. We cannot just we are a very small country, we are a very small population, okay. The amount we spend also might not be sufficed, okay. So that's why if let's say we close the doors to tourists, then tourists cannot come in, so we do not have any influx of foreign expenditure into our country, okay. So we need to open up, okay, to ensure that tourists come in to spend money, etc., okay. So uh, for inflation rate, the second thing they would do is actually to increase the interest, okay, so that people also would scale down on spending, okay, so that this will not increase the inflation too high, okay. We want to we want the government want people to spend money, but not to an extent that it will be detrimental to the normal people, average Singaporean, okay. Again, okay, so one is they would increase the tax. We have seen the increase in tax, 8 to next year will be 8, then 9%. Okay, this is a very um, sad news, okay. Because GST, I was telling you about, is a regressive tax, okay. Everybody will be affected by it, okay, whether you are poor, you are rich, you are young or old, everyone will hit with this tax, which is, I feel like, quite unfair lah, in a sense, huh? Okay, but whatever is it, okay. So one is they will increase the tax, and second will be to reduce, sorry, to increase the interest rate, okay. So we will see this thing very soon, okay. We already see the tax, okay. Interest rate not yet, okay, but I assume they will start doing it, okay. If let's say we go back 8 years ago, okay, they will start with a lot of cooling measures also to stop the property price to increase too high, okay. At the moment we do not see, only a bit only. What was the latest okay, the latest cooling measure? I think, I don't know whether they call it a cooling measure or not, okay, but the latest one was they increased the loan, or sorry, they reduced the loan to 80% instead of 85%, if let's say you're buying HDB, okay. Then also, I think that's about it lah. Nothing much at the moment, okay. They are very cautious, okay. We do not want to straight away pump with one policy, then all the property prices just crash, okay, because there is a lot of things in play, not only the property price. They are thinking about businesses also. If businesses do not have uh, easy access to to finances, no, don't have a cheap way to borrow money. Okay, it's very hard for them to expand. Okay, the government is taking a very cautious cautious what is cautious plan cautious plan to see whether they is there anything that they can help to reduce the inflation. Okay, it will be a very interesting year. This is something that the policies makers, actually the government, is really need to think about a lot. Okay, I think they should put a lot of the energies for this year. Okay, for us on the ground, so we have to like be always updated with the news. Okay, it's very important as well. Okay, because it is very interesting. High We will be looking at high interest, low high inflation, high interest rate. Everything is high. Okay, but then our wages is still stagnated. Okay, quite a scary time. Okay, I'm not a very good bearer of bad news, but okay, but for today's topic, we will be talking about how to invest in high inflation environment. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have been looking at the stock market. Okay, the stock market itself. Okay, apparently Facebook has dropped its value very low. Okay, but I will give you a few tips on how to invest, on what to invest. Okay, this is by historically what investment usually do well in this kind of environment. Okay, one would be actually gold. Okay, gold has always been like that. Okay, you will follow the market. Okay, because previously we're doing uh, in countries where there is a lot of fluctuation. For example, Zimbabwe lah, all those African countries lah. Okay, they have the country is very big. Okay, then the I'm not sure lah why is it like that. Okay, due to circumstances of the country itself, the policy. Okay, I'm not trying to talk bad about that company. Okay, about that country. Okay, but there are some countries in the world. Okay, the monetary system is not as reliable as Singapore. Okay, where the inflation rate can go very very high. Okay, 2 3 4% already, we already screaming already our hearts out. Okay, theirs will be like every day increase by 2 3%. Okay, ours is every year. Okay, theirs is every day. Okay, so what they do is they instead, okay, to this money they get buy gold. Okay, so gold is a finite resources, so they will buy. Okay, when there's a lot of demand and very low supply of gold, so naturally the price will go up. Okay, so in this high inflation economy, usually people will buy gold to as a safekeeping. Okay, but now gold also is very very expensive also. Okay, so next. Okay, but gold, however, do not give like dividend. So that's the problem with gold. Okay, it is a good hedge in the sense that the stock value is always there. Okay, you can go, you can buy the gold in Singapore dollar, and when you travel to US also, you can change the gold to USD, something like that. Okay, the stock value is always there, and it always been a very good hedge against gold. And now the gold price, let me check is how much a gold price. Okay, gold price itself is about 2,700. Yeah, UOB is selling it at 2,700 for 1 ounce of gold coin. Okay, that time I used to buy, it was only maybe 1,008. Okay, that was about 10 years ago. Okay, you see the price. Okay, almost $900 per ounce. Okay, so 9 years ago, the price of coins gold coins is about 1.9. Okay, now is 2.7. Okay, so that's why a lot of people also save gold. Okay, for those people, for those countries that have very weak monetary system, okay, they usually will buy gold lah as a form of investment. Okay, I know some of my clients also buy gold. Okay, because they are not very, they used to buy gold lah. In a sense, they are very traditional. They buy golds and jewelries just as a stock keeping. And today they are very happy because last time they say, hey, I only buy gold. 1 gram is only like $23. Okay, today 1 gram is $84, guys. They make almost three times. Okay, but last time I don't know how long ago lah they buy 20, 30 years ago maybe yeah. So gold, one of the one. What was my question? Okay, sorry. So one of the ways to invest is to buy gold. Okay, second would be okay, people were saying commodities. Okay, commodities is very hard to invest in the sense that you have to buy. You need a lot of money lah in the sense to buy commodities. Okay, so commodities for average people I think out lah. Okay, then of course, thirdly would be REITs. Okay, Singapore REITs is awesome in the sense that we have rules that almost 90%, a high percentage must be given back as dividend to the REITs holder, the owner of REITs. Okay, then also the expense ratio is very low. Expense ratio is, for example, the management fee lah, we call it Okay, REITs is awesome, and also it for REITs itself. Okay, for Singapore stocks you buy, actually the dividend is non-taxable. So that's why a lot of Singaporeans also love REITs. Okay, because there's no tax on the income when you getting the dividend. Okay, that's why REITs is awesome. Okay, but however, okay, REITs, okay, now it's high. Like I was saying to you, okay, the REITs is properties. Okay, so property, one thing, it is affected by interest rate. Okay, if let's say the interest rate is high, then the REITs value will go down. Okay, but however, for Singapore, I think our REITs are quite well managed. Okay, by Capital Land, all those big companies, Capital Land, Fraser, we have Suntec Mall, we have. Or I think if you go to the mall, you like it lah. Okay, I think some of us has traveled overseas as well and compared their mall to our mall. I think our malls are quite comparable, well managed, like in a sense. If let's say the developer or the person managing the shopping centers are those very reputable one. Okay, which is one way to increase to for you to invest. Okay, then you can invest in stocks. Okay, I personally like the EFTs. Okay, the world EFTs or the S&P 500. Okay, personally, uh, I I I am invested in stocks usually in this area lah. Okay, and of course, okay, property. Okay, okay, if you see property itself, why is it a good way to invest? Okay, we're doing inflation. Okay, your value of, let's say, a dollar. Okay, high inflation means the dollar today is would be whatever you can buy for a dollar today. Okay, you might not be able to buy 10 years later. Okay, I give an example. You know those those vending machine that we have, that we want to get a toy. So as when my daughter wanted to buy, okay, I remember the bouncy ball I used when we were young. We used to put 20 cent and turn and get the ball. Okay, for today, okay, 20 cent don't have already. You minimally is $1. Okay, so you imagine last time $1 you can buy so many things 20, 30 years ago. Okay, today the $1 you only can buy that ball, on the vending machine. Okay, last time that $1 you can buy five of those toys in the vending machine. Today you only can buy one toy. Okay, so inflation works in such a way. So for real estate itself, if you buy a property, you pay a monthly mortgage of, let's say, $1,000. Okay, it will always be stagnated at $1,000 only. Okay, you keep paying and paying and paying. Okay, the value of that $1,000 in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or even 30 years will not be the same as today. So actually the mortgage payment you pay is actually cheaper as years goes by, okay, because of the inflation. And also real estate itself, okay, is very one thing I like about real estate is because you can get rental income, you can get principal income. Principal means you can save, means while you put money inside the property, you are actually saving money as well. And also profits, okay, if let's say the price go up, of course inflation goes up, also the value also goes up. So that's why real estate is one of the best way to invest. Okay, so I gave you five in total, 5 in total ways to invest. Okay, there are a lot more. Okay, because I only advise you on those things that I personally am invested in, and I feel will be able to protect you against inflation in future. Okay, so yep, that's all for my video for today. Okay, if let's say you guys got any questions at all, okay, just drop me a text at 94508732. Okay, or you can drop your questions at the comment section below. Hopefully the questions can be able to help the other viewers as well. Okay, thank you so much for your viewing. Okay, ciao, thank you, bye bye.